Hey guys, it's Kristen here. I'm doing an update in my journey with ALS, my video journal on YouTube. Figured I would update everybody here. I do have a lot of people asking how I am, inquiring as to what's been going on, so I figured I would update everyone here. It is February 23rd, 2022. I'm at home, and I guess I'll just, start by letting you guys know how I've been feeling. So, physically, I guess I've kind of stabilized for the most part. It's like, I don't think the declines are still continuing until they get to a point where it takes away another ability, if that makes sense. So, as of recent, showers have become difficult. I had an incident in my shower where I couldn't reach the handicap rails, so I got stuck, and I literally was standing in my shower trying to figure out how I was gonna step out of it, and I didn't have enough strength to reach forward and grab the sink, and my fear was I was going to fall forward and like smack my teeth on the sink. So I was trying to grab the handicap rail. I couldn't do that. In the meantime, I'm screaming to Alexa, I hope she didn't hear me, to call my mom, but I don't know if she's hearing it because
I'm not sure.
Oh, she did. I didn't know if she was hearing it because I had the shower going, so I couldn't tell if she was dialing out. All I kept doing is screaming that over and over and over again. So then I stopped trying to fight it and let myself try to relax. I was just like, don't fall down. Whatever you do, keep yourself stabilized. So I'm just standing against the wall. Finally, out of nowhere, I had enough strength to reach up and grab the handicap rail, and thank God I was safe. And then about 2 minutes later, my mom did walk in. She must have been able to be reached by Alexa. So after that, I kind of decided that showering at home alone is scary and probably should only be done when absolutely necessary. So we had a little bit of a change done to the shower. There was a piece of trim, like baseboard, that was on the wall, and it was preventing me from walking fully into the shower with my walker. So I had that removed, and now I can walk into the shower with my walker. So I do feel a lot safer, and I feel okay to shower by myself, but again, I try not to. I'd rather have someone here at the house just for safety's sake. So that's been going on. I had the step in my kitchen, which I think I've referred to in many of these video journals, that was giving me some trouble. I had that removed, technically, by putting a ramp in. So I'll try to take pictures or take a video and update it here. Excuse me. I had a friend of mine's construction company come in, and they were able to eliminate the step by ripping up the subfloor, creating a ramp that pulled back into my kitchen. And yeah, that step is gone, and I'm so excited. It has actually taken a lot of stress off me. I had 2 pretty major falls with that step, and after that I was like terrified. Got to the point where there were nights I was sleeping in my living room on my recliner because I was scared to walk to bed, and that's no way to live. So I was able to get that fixed, which makes me feel a lot safer in my home. Let's see what else. My left hand and arm are still declining. Like I said, it's hard because you don't feel like it's declining until it affects something so much that you lose an ability, if that makes sense. So like, my left hand, I remember early videos sticking this up, and this is how my right hand looked, and now my right hand is this. So it's starting to follow suit, and it's scary. My fine motor skills and dexterity aren't the best these days, so it makes things difficult. It makes eating hard. It makes drinking out of a cup hard because it's hard to hold on to. So I drink out of straws a lot and kind of put my drink on the counter or the table and drink it that way. It makes just doing things in the house difficult. So it's been hard. but I'm not giving up. I still do my PT and OT twice a week each. I was informed though that PT will not be extending because health insurance won't cover more than 8 weeks of it unless I appeal it, which I will appeal and hope that they can continue to give me services for longer. Occupational therapy, on the other hand, will continue, so I'm happy about that. I feel like those have really helped me in the last few months when I got back into the routine of therapy, because it forces me to move my body more than I would on a normal daily basis. And it lets me do exercises and stretches that I really can't do on my own for safety reasons. So I'm really thankful for that. I also had a friend, Jessica, who is a Pilates instructor, and she's been able to come to my house. We're trying to do it weekly and have me doing some exercises, that are Pilates related. I'm sure it's nothing like real Pilates because I can barely do some of the movements, and I can imagine what they actually do in the gym. But it's nice because it's something a little different than physical therapy and occupational therapy, and it is the breath work and the core work, and I can already feel it in my core. Like, you can't tell now because I'm leaning back, but my posture in general lately is so much better. It's a lot less this and a lot more this, which I'm super thankful for. And it makes, sitting up in the chair a little easier, sitting up in bed a lot easier. So I'm really thankful for that. That's been a huge benefit. And like I said, it's something different than the PT and OT that you get used to every single week. So I'm happy about that. What else is going on? There was a clinical trial I had reached out to, I think in November. I might have mentioned it in one of these video journals. I did just hear back from them last week, but it was kind of an automated response saying that they are enrolling, but give them time, they'll get back to me. So I have that on my list of things to follow up with this week. I did also reach out to Mayo Clinic because I did hear today actually about a clinical trial there that involves stem cells. So, and I heard that they are still enrolling. So I did leave them a message today, hoping to hear back from them. The only problem with that would be I would have to travel to the Mayo Clinic to get the treatment. The other clinical trial, although it's run out of Massachusetts General Hospital, they have a site in Syracuse, which is only about 2 hours away from me, that also is like a satellite site for them, so I could get the treatment there. So I have those on my radar. Trying to hurry up with those though, because most of the clinical trials you only have from 3 years of symptom onset to get enrolled, and we're coming up on that. It'll be August this year. So I only have a couple months to really push and try to get into something. I'm frustrated because my doctor, as many times that I've asked about clinical trials, really has no direction for me. I've complained before about my medical team. I'm not very happy with them. I feel like they don't give me suggestions on best practice and supplements and diet and clinical trials, things like that. But hey, I do my own due diligence. I try to be my own best advocate, and that's what's kept me going this long. So yeah, what else? I think what else? Oh, I don't think I posted it here, but I had a news interview with a local news station, and I asked them to do a piece about the lack of access to treatments for ALS. And at the time, the Act for ALS was trying to be passed in Senate. And I did a local news interview about, exactly that, ALS and lack of treatments. And I'll post that here. It's actually pretty nice interview. I was happy with it. The newscaster, I don't know if that's how you refer to them, Katie, she was super helpful and just made me feel really comfortable to talk. And it was somewhat embarrassing because I cried in front of God only knows how many people, but hey, I do that on every single one of these videos. So yeah, I will post that here. I was really happy to do that. I think things like that make me feel purposeful. I have said this a million times, and I'll continue to tell myself this and tell everyone this. I have no clue why God put this obstacle in my path. But what I do know is that I can be purposeful in my actions. Don't get me wrong. I had my rough months. I certainly did, especially last year. But when I pulled my head out of my own ass again and realized I still wanted to fight and didn't want to give up on life, is when I decided, let me use my voice. Let me be heard. While I still have it, let me scream from the rooftops about the lack of access to treatments and the lack of support from certain associations and doctors' offices, things like that. I think it's such a shame that this disease has been around for so long. There's no treatment. There's the stem cell treatment, I think I've mentioned here before, Neurone, that the FDA did not approve. And after a peer-reviewed study, the biomarkers were present in 100% of the patients who received the treatment, which is really great news. And considering that and some additional study information, the ALS community is hoping that Brainstorm, the company, will file the BLA with the FDA and hopefully we can get this approved with the condition of conducting a phase 4 study with the patients who receive it. So fingers crossed. I did talk to one of the patients who was in that original clinical trial, and he mentioned he could barely walk when he started the treatment, and by the end of it, he was able to hike miles with his family. So we have these patients saying, I've not only slowed this down, but I have, regained, functionality. Like, why? This is a no-brainer. People are regaining functionality and we still don't have access to this treatment. It's crazy to me. So fingers crossed and lots of prayers for that treatment, because it is the one the ALS community is holding their breath for and really hoping will be approved soon and available to us soon, because that's what we need. And right now, all I'm really trying to do is keep my body healthy in the best condition I can so that I can slow it down to the greatest extent, and then hopefully a treatment will come around and will kick ALS's ass, because I'm sick of it. So other than that, I think those are all the updates I have right now. Actually, my mom just had surgery on her foot, so for the next month she won't be available. I don't mean to laugh saying that, but in my mind, you don't realize how much somebody helps until it's gone, and it makes me be so grateful for the support that she gives me. And I did reach out on social media to ask people, who would be available to help, and the outpouring of support was, it always takes my breath away every time. It's like, the problem is asking for help is difficult, right? And trying to figure out where people can help is difficult. A lot of the help needed is in really intimate capacity. Self-care and showering are not things that's easy to let a stranger help with. Here I go crying again. Jesus. Shake it off. But I do have, really great friends who reach out and help. And it's kind of opening my own eyes up to understand how much of a community I do have rallying around me to help me. It makes me realize I don't have to do this on my own. You know, I can lean on other people besides my mom. And I think it's opening my friends' eyes too, because you don't realize how bad it is until you realize all the independence it has stripped of someone. So, pull it together. So that's happening. But this is the first week that she's been gone, and so far so good. So many people have offered to send food. They've already sent food. I will be well fed while she's gone. And, you know, I'm trying to get a schedule together with friends and therapy and whatnot so that I have the help that I need. So for that, I'm very thankful. I think that's all I can really think of. Excuse me, I have an itch. So yeah, I just, again, wanted to hop on, say hi, tell everyone I'm doing well. Apologize for the no makeup look again. Just wasn't into doing it today. You know, that's something that's really frustrating. I know it sounds pretty vain, but trying to do your makeup